This Maharaj, he's a sannyasi, and he first met Srila Gurudeva in 1993. And he took Harinam and Diksha, actually in the same year as me, 1996. And he took sannyas from Gurudeva in 2003. He has been a prolific preacher, absolutely like a whirlwind pre-COVID. And although he's never told me himself, I heard he actually preached in Iran, which shows you the level of his nishta and courage to be preaching in a country like that, where if you get caught preaching, you could be in for something very serious, perhaps even death. So I'm very, very warmly welcoming Sripad Bhaktivedanta Damodara Maharaj, who is hopefully online, who will now speak.
Gurave Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namah Shri Guru Charana Dandam Bhakta Brinda Samanvitam Sri Chaitanya Prabhu Bande Nityananda Sahoditam Bhajami Radham Aravinda Netram.
How do we take away that thing? That's really annoying.
Madhurasmatasyam vadami radham karuna badaram tato manojasti katirnaka. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. So first of all, I offer pranams to our Gurudev, Vishnupad Ridandi Swami, Sri Bhaktivedanta, Narayan Goswami Maharaj, also our Shiksha Guru, Sri Krishna Pradidi, Sri Bhaktivedanta Madhusudan Maharaj, all Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, Hare Krishna. So, we had our festival here yesterday in our Krishna Balaram temple here in Vrindavan. And so since 1 week before we were preparing, so like 200 kilos of flowers and so many hundreds of preparations. And many Brijbasis came, many Brijbasis came, and they were also glorifying Gurudev. So actually it was very sweet, because they have not outside perspective, but they have so much samskar, no? Because they're born here in Braj and whole life doing bhajan. So their appreciation of Gurudev is from like another angle. So that was very sweet to listen to all these things. No? But one thing again and again that came back, all Brijbasis realized, well, this Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, he's like head of Gaudiya Sampradaya, like the glories of Gaudiya. Actually, it was quite amazing for me yesterday, because all Vrindavan means all different Sampradaya. They're born like Vallabh Sampradaya or Nimbaka Sampradaya, but all agree on one thing, that Srila Narayan Maharaj, really, he's like crest jewel of Gaudiya Sampradaya. They all were explaining what is Gaudiya Sampradaya. So for me, it was quite amazing to listen to all these things. And I thought, this is Gurudev's glories, no? So, of course, many people will talk many things, but actually when most people glorify Gurudev, they just end up talking about themselves a lot. I did this, I did that. But Gurudev's glories is not that he met us. That is not his glories, no? Gurudev's glories are a different thing. So when Gurudev would glorify his Gurudev, he would always glorify his teachings. So we should try to, I think we should try to stick more to that line, no? So Gurudev, of course, we know that he first met the preachers of Gaudiya Math, that was Sri Narottam Ananda Prabhu. After he took sannyas, he became known as Bhakti Kamal Madhusudan Maharaj. So he was very intimate associate of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And after the disappearance of Prabhupada, Saraswati Thakur, then he accepted Bhakti Pragyan Kesav Goswami Maharaj, his god brother, as his Shiksha Guru. And under his guidance, he was preaching throughout Bengal. So Pujapad Madhusudan Maharaj, Bhakti Kamal Madhusudan Maharaj, had taken a vow to speak Bhagavad Katha every day of his life. So he was preaching in Bengal, and in his preaching party, one that was Bhaktivedanta Trivikram Maharaj was also attracted to his Katha. So he was traveling with him in his preaching party. So when this is only 15%. You have a charger? So when Bhakti Kamal Govinda Maharaj and his traveling party came to where Gurudev was a policeman on the border of Bengal, then they're speaking Katha. Then Madhusudan Maharaj, of course, Bhakti Kamal Madhusudan Maharaj, he was Bengali. And so he is speaking Bengali, but that time Gurudev said he didn't know Bengali. So all Katha was there in Bengali, and Gurudev would sit every night for 7 nights. And at the end of the Katha, they asked him, do you know Bangla? Then Gurudev said, I don't know Bangla. They said, then why are you sitting in Katha? He said, because Katha always purifies. We don't understand the language, but Hari Katha will purify our heart. So then afterwards, they would explain in English again to Gurudev. But Pujapad Madhusudan Maharaj would speak English. So it's a little bit ironic that Gurudev's first contact with Gaudiya Math was through the English language medium. So Srila Trivikram Maharaj would tell me about that time, no? And he said, your Gurudev was so different from the beginning because he had so much taste in Harikatha, so much taste in Katha. So that time Gurudev's habit, everything that he would earn from his job, he would give to his father. And Gurudev had already married and some children were there. So to leave home, with such a responsibility of the only bread earner in the family, dependent wife and children, this not some easy thing, no? So Gurudev would say, only someone whose heart has oceanic love for Gurudev, that person can give up this world. If we love something more than Gurudev, then how we can give up this world? No? We'll be stuck here, we'll have to take birth again and again. So Gurudev, from beginning, he had that affection for his Gurudev. So much rati, so much deep, deep love for his Gurudev. One time I asked Gurudev, when you first met your Gurudev, what's the first thing you said to him? What was your first conversation? Then Gurudev said that when Param Gurudev met him, then Param Gurudev immediately said to him, first thing, I want to give you sannyas. If you say to any ordinary person, like with wife and children, come to my mat, I want to give you sannyas, then how long they'll stay, no? Oh, I must have come to the wrong address, no? In 1 second, they would run away. But Gurudev said to Param Gurudev, no? If you want to make me sannyas, I am ready to be sannyas. If you want to make me grihasta, I am ready to be grihasta. If you want to make me king, then I am ready to become king. And if you want me to take off all my clothes and dance naked in the street, I am ready for that also. So today, whatever affection I had for my parents, my wife, my children, my relatives, that all affection I give on your lotus feet. So when Param Gurudev heard that, then our Bhakti Pragyan Kesamaya, he began to cry. He began to weep. Because Vaishnavas, they're expert in this path of Saranagati. They know what is Saranagati, no? Full surrender. So when they contact it, they also feel something, no? So, Pankaj, don't sleep. No? So, anyway, so Gurudev from beginning had that attachment, that anurag. Otherwise, how we can give up this world? No? So he came to started living in Navadvip, in Devananda Gaudiya Math. So that time, of course, Gurudev was Hindi Basi. So first you have to learn Bengali and live with Bengalis. And those who are not Bengali and live in Gaudiya Math can understand only Bengali can control another Bengali. Like only a diamond can cut a diamond. But Gurudev, so much mixing with them, actually they not feel Gurudev, after some time they not felt Gurudev as some outside person. Like you see Gurudev, when he comes to Navadvip Dham and Navadvip Parikram, and Gurudev Bangla, he's speaking Bangla, then you cannot think this person is outside of Bengal. How much they embrace him like Atmasat, like one. No. Then Gurudev, he began studying Bangla. Then he read actually Jaivadharma 100 times in the original before he even translated. You can think, no? Probably most of us have not even finished Jivadhamma once, right, Pankaj? How many times you read Jivadhamma? No? But Gurudev read more than 100 before he translated. So this is Gurudev's, I feel Gurudev's main contribution, because before the preaching was mostly confined to Bengal. Of course, Saraswati Thakur opened 64 Gaudiya Maths, also was in Bombay, also Delhi, Kurukshetra, other places. But problem was, all the writings of the Goswamis, all the writings even of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, all was caught in the Sanskrit language or Bengali language. But Gurudev opened the lock for the people of North India by translating all these books of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, so many of the books of Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Baladev Vidyabhushan, no? Bhagavad Gita, all these commentaries he put in Hindi language. You see, Gurudev's Hindi books is more than, I think, 120. And Hindi is the national language of India, so all those persons who were not born in Bengal, they now had access to all the writings of Rupa Goswami, no? All the writings of Sanatan, Brihad Bhagavatamrita of Sanatan Goswami, no? The writings of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, also most of the writings of Prabhupada and Param Gurudev also in Bengal. So Gurudev opened this flood of prachar of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings in North India. And in all of India, Hindi is like the national language. So that means all non-Bengali speakers could now get a chance to understand what is the conception of Lord Chaitanya. So Gurudev would sometimes say, people now, they don't know who is Narayan Maharaj. He would say about himself. But when they read my books, in 100 years, then they will know, yes, who is Narayan Maharaj when they read these books. No? So actually, so many speakers yesterday from different Gaudiya Maths, they say, when I first came Vrindavan, I didn't know anything, no Bangla. Then I had to start reading Srila Narayan Maharaj's books, and his books made everything so much easily understandable for me. Actually, not just one, many speakers were saying yesterday. And of course, afterwards, these old books of Gurudev that were now in Hindi, now they came in English, Chinese, Russian. So many languages come from that. So this is Gurudev's big contribution. Actually, when Param Gurudev met him, Param Gurudev would say, the Goswamis came to Vrindavan, but they could not find anyone from this Uttar Pradesh, this northern India, this Hindi speaker. They could not find anyone who would capture the full Siddhanta and the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Sad Goswamis. But then Param Gurudev said, but I think you are that person. Imagine, after the Goswamis, who is that person who will spread Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings? That is Gurudev. Param Gurudev said that. And when he initiated Gurudev, he said, now I have captured North India. He said like that. Now I have captured North India. Also, before, when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur performed his Brajamandal here in Vrindavan, how much opposition he had. Like these main temples like Banki Bihari and others, they'd lock the gate. They would not allow Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur to enter. What to speak of living here. And especially Gaudiya Sampradaya had been captured by the Babajis, by the upper Sampradayas, the Sakhi Bekis, the Jat Goswami, the caste Goswamis. So to live here now is very easy for us. Pujapad Madhusudana Maharaj says, now everything is ready-made for us, so easy. Because our Guru Varga did so much hard work. They were the ones that did all this preaching. They were the ones that printed all these books. They were the ones that established these temples that we can live in. They've cleansed the path, made everything easily available for us. When we come to Vrindavan, no trouble we have at all, right? Prasad is there, some room is there, deities are there, every community is there, everything is there. But before, all these things were not here. So, I think it was 1955, Bhakti Pragyan Kesav Goswami Maharaj, he came and performed this Vrindavan Parikram. Then he found one property in Mathura that was called Garib Das Dharamshala. So he thought, I would like to open a temple here, but I have no money. So that time was one devotee called Sanatan Prabhu. Afterwards, he took sannyas with Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, and he got the name Bhaktivedanta Muni Maharaj. So he had just sold his business, and his life savings he was carrying around in his money belt. So then he said, Param Gurudev said, I like this building, but I have no deposit. Then Sanatan Prabhu took out, I think at that time was 20,000 rupees, which is like his life savings. And he gave that to Param Gurudev. Here, you use this, no? So then when Param Gurudev heard that, he became stunned and he became so happy. Afterwards, that became Kesavji Gaudiya Math. And Gurudev took charge of that math, I think, in 1955. That means Gurudev preached in Brajamandal 65 years. No, 65 years Gurudev preached from Kesavji Gaudiya Math. And like you see, when the Brijvasis come yesterday, Maharaj invited all learned, like Jagat Guru, the four Sampradayas, no? Then somebody from Nimbaka Sampradaya, Vallabha Sampradaya, Brijvasi Pandits, Brahmanas, so many came yesterday for speaking. And when they speak, you understand how learned they are, right? So, Brijvasi means, right, the Bhagavan of Bhagavan, right? There's so much high personalities. Even Lord Brahma, Tadburi Bhagya Ihijama Atavad Yokukalapi Katamangiri Jobishekam. Lord Brahma prayed to take birth as a stone here somewhere in Vrindavan. Uddhav, so high devotee, prematur bhakta, what he prayed, Latau Gulmau Sadinam, he prayed to take birth as a piece of grass or a tree. Means even devotees like Brahma and Shiva tried to take birth as a stone, as Sakigiri, as that Nanda Parvat, where Nanda Gaon is there. Means Brahma, Shiva, they prayed to take birth as stones, insects, blades of grass, trees. Means they could not imagine that we'll pray for a human form of life in Brajamandal. So the Brijavasis, you can imagine what level they're on. Of course, we cannot understand because we are covered by Dharma Parad. So we think they're like ordinary persons, but they're not. And Gurudev became the Guru of so many hundreds of thousands of Brijavasis. That is one big thing. Like we'd seen Guru Purnima, then most Guru Puja takes what, half an hour, 1 hour. But Gurudev's Guru Purnima would take 3 days. Means tens of thousands of people. They would come to offer respects to Gurudev on the day of Guru Purnima, the first day of Chaturmas. Tens of thousands. And Gurudev so much mixing with the Brijvasis. That time his language, his everything become just like them. No? So Brijavasi also have so much affection for Gurudev, so much love. You see, if you saw Gurudev, how he interact with them, how he talk with them, then really he fully captured all of their hearts. So this is, Gurudev preached so much Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Vani here in Navadvip, in Navadvip also, and here in Vrindavan. Therefore, all Brijavasi have so much respect for him. Now, I had some good fortune. I lived in Mathura maybe 10 years. Then I tell you, I never heard one person in 10 years speak something bad about Gurudev. And Mathura means all type of persons are there. Even Muslims, they would, when you say Gurudev name, they would give some type of, not pranam, but they would bow their head. They also have so much respect for him because they saw his bhajan, how he's doing bhajan, how he's attached to Harinam, how he liked to speak Harikatha. Gurudev would speak Harikatha 4, 5, 6 times every day. Right? After his morning walk, all brahmacharis would come, he would speak something. No, then massage time, he would speak something. No, moving around the mat, he would speak something. Then class, before class, he would meet and speak with so many people. After class also. So Gurudev's so much attached to speaking Katha. Like Madhusudana Maharaj says, and Gurudev, so much taste in when Gurudev speaking Vatsali Ras, that time everyone think Gurudev must be in Vatsali Ras because so much absorbed in that Katha. Right? When Gurudev speaking Damodara Rastikam, for example, in Kartik, then Gurudev speaking all this like Sakiras, the glories of Sakiras, then Gurudev so much absorbed, then someone might think, oh, he also in Sakiras because so much taste, so much relishing, he's so much enjoying his Katha. And he gave that taste to others. So even Gurudev would go other Gaudiya Mats and he would speak, all other Gaudiya Mats also astonished. Because this Rag Bhakti, come from where? Rag means, Raganugat means to follow those who have that rag, have that rati. For example, if I want to serve like under the Anugatya of, if I want to serve in Vatsalya Rasa, I have to come under the Anugatya of Nandi Yasoda. If I want to be in Madhura, if I have that samskar of being Madhura Ras, then I have to come under the Dasis of Radhika. So when Gurudev would speak, he would nourish all different types of devotees, and all would feel so much pleasure and so much happiness. Especially Gurudev himself, he is in the Dasi of Radhika. He is Raman Manjari. So no matter what topic he speak, he always finishing at the glories of Radhika. Always, no matter what topic. Prahlad Maharaj, even the Sringadev's Katha, somehow Gurudev would put everyone at the end. He would always put everyone at the lotus feet of Radhika at the end of his Katha. So this line of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Anapita Chirim Chirat Kuru Nayavataro Kalo, Samarpayatam Anut Ujvala Rasam Svabhakti Sriyam Hari Purata Sundara Duti Kadamba Sandapita Sadakandare Spurute Vaha Sri Sachidananda. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give what? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu not came to offer psychological courses or vegetarian cooking classes or even opening temples. Gurudev said Lord Chaitanya not opened any temples, even not one temple. He not wrote any books. But Mahaprabhu came to give one mood. Which mood? Of course, he is Bhagavan, he can give all moods. But especially this Charbha, Das Sakya Batsale Madhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu giving this. So this is Mahaprabhu's mission. And when Gurudev began his preaching in 1996, then he would speak like this. Don't think Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj came just to open vegetarian restaurants or even just to spread Yuga Dharma, the Nam Sankirtan. He came to give this mood. And Gurudev so much absorbed in this mood like Rasgulla. Like Rasgulla, you take any piece of the Rasgulla and squeeze, then you get some juice. So Gurudev, any piece of Gurudev you squeeze, his toe, his finger, his anything, then this Brajaras, this mood of Vrindavan coming out. So actually also yesterday, because this is fresh in the mind, so many Gaudiya Mats were coming, and they're also saying when we had any trouble, they would call Gurudev because he's so much here local person. Then he also helps so many other Gaudiya Mats here. They would have some problem with the locals, some land dispute. Then Gurudev also helping all these Gaudiya Mats. Yesterday they were saying, any trouble, we would go and Gurudev would always stand with us. He would always so much support us. So of course we are the Western followers of Lord Chaitanya. So Gurudev's big contribution, of course, he's preaching in the Western countries. So I was lucky I came to Gurudev before he started his prachar. Then when I came to Kesavji Gaudiya Mat, then when I came up the stairs, then Gurudev was outside his room. So I just had two doubts. Did you know Gauragovinda Maharaj? Are you in the same line? That was my two doubts. Because I'd heard many people criticizing Gurudev already. He is not in the line of Prabhupada. He is this and that. So these two doubts were there. So when Gurudev saw me, he immediately came and asked me, where have you come from? I said, Maharaj, I've come from Bhubaneswar. Then Gurudev said, oh, Bhubaneswar, you have come from Gauragovinda Maharaj. Oh, yes. I knew him so well and we were in the same line. So before I could say anything, Gurudev cut my two doubts. Did you know Gauragovinda Maharaj? You were in the same line. So without my saying anything, he destroyed my doubts. Then I remember Gauragovinda said, this is Sadguru. What we keep hidden in the core of our hearts, he knows. Why? Because he is manifestation of the super soul. Jiva Shakshar Nahi Tate Guru Chaitarup Shiksha Guru Hoy Krishna Mahantasrup. The conditioned soul cannot hear the voice of the super soul. So the super soul comes outside in the form of the spiritual master. So he speaks what we keep hidden. So who knows our inside and outside? This is Sadguru. So after 5-10 seconds, then I could realize, oh, this Gurudev, Srila Narayan Maharaj, he also this caliber of Vaishnav. No? Bhaktivedanta Bhaman Goswami Maharaj would say at the stage of Bhav, the Vaishnav becomes omniscient. So then I realized from the beginning, Gurudev must be omniscient. No? Then He said to me, sit here, sit here. Then he said, why you come to me? What you want? He was a little aggressive, in his own charming manner. I said, Maharaj, I just want one thing. I want to hear Bhagavatam from pure devotee. That's all I want. Then Gurudev said, oh, I also want. That's what I want also. Where will we go? Where will we go to hear pure Harikatha? And what shocked me is Gurudev was not pretending. He was not making a show. But really, from the core of his heart, he also I want high-class Sangha. I want to hear Harikatha. So this so much shocked how much he was simple, how much he was very, very humble and very simple, very innocent. I remember thinking from the beginning. So he has so much taste always in Katha. He has so much taste in Harinam. Then after we're talking a little bit, he said, come in my room. So when I went, I'll just finish in 2 minutes, right? How much time do I have left? What does that say? 30 minutes. No, I'm just joking. 3 minutes. Okay. So Gurudev went in his room and he said, come with me. Then he locked the door. Then he was lying down and he was chanting Harinam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So I had never seen anyone chant like that. He was drinking the nectar of the holy name. I mean, we hear about it, but I've never seen anyone doing it. So Gurudev chanted one Mahamantra. Then he opened his eyes and said, everyone left. This time, some institutional causes, they had given some ban on Gurudev. No. So this had just happened. And Gurudev said, so many came to me before, so many came. And they all left me. So let them have their temples. Let them have their disciples. Let them have their money. I have no interest in that. All I have interest in is the holy name. That is my wealth. Then again, he closed his eyes. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Again, he was tasting the nectar of the name. Then I was so much astonished. I'd never seen anyone like this. Then I said, Maharaj, can I ask you a question? He said, what? I said, can I stay here with you? That time was no Westerners living there. No. So I thought maybe Westerners could not stay in Gaudiya Math. So I said, Maharaj, can I stay with you? And he laughed. He said, if you want to stay your whole life with me. Anyway, so my 3 minutes is up. But and there's one thing I want to finish. 2 minutes. That when I went in that room, I was disciple of Govinda Maharaj. I had that nishta, that relationship. And when I came out of the room, I was disciple of Gurudev. And I really looked at my heart. Narayan Maharaj was there. What is this? I thought, I never planned this. I know that I lost faith in Govinda Maharaj and went for a new guru. Not like that at all. No? So after I went out of Gurudev's room, then I came back in. And I said, who is my guru? Are you my guru or is Govinda Maharaj my guru? Then Gurudev laughed. As you like. Then I said, oh, I like you. So Gurudev had that power. No, we're hearing again and again, there's no difference between Diksha and Shiksha Guru. Therefore, Gurudev gives shelter to all disciples of all other gurus. And he not think this person is outside person. He take everyone as his own. This was his qualities. No, so now I'd like to finish. No, afterwards, Bhaktivedanta Madhusudana Maharaj, his next speaker. So he came to Gurudev when he was 10 years old. No, and I think in 20 years, he never missed one class of Gurudev that Gurudev gave here in Vrindavan or Govardhan or Mathura. So I am under his shelter. That also Gurudev's mercy, I came to the shelter of the Vaishnavas. Thanks a lot, everyone.
No, just hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to say before you go, I wanted to thank you very much for speaking so beautifully and telling me something I hadn't even thought of. It is inconceivable to me that so many years went by and Prabhupada took all the books to the West in English and the Hindi came later, and that was Gurudev's was the gateway for that. And I had never clicked. That's amazing. That's absolutely astonishing. I thought it went from Bengali to Hindi to English. I didn't realize it went from Bengali to English.
He did big.
Huh?
No, Bengali to Hindi.
Yeah.
Gurudev put it all into Hindi.
Amazing. Amazing.
So that will go for generations after generations. That will give so much mercy to the devotees.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Future generations.
That's really beautiful. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you. It's good to see you looking happy.
Thank
Very
you.
happy.